Peasant Productions presents the massive ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, just for the fun of it, a little bit of history note here. Star Trek originated in the latter 60s. I was in grade school, 5th grade, 6th grade, when we moved to Glendale in '67. By the time, before I left there, okay, I went through 5th grade, real smart move. I had them put me back. I wanted to examine this math issue, why I was having issues there. I'm dyslexic. Math doesn't work real well. And on the other hand, I'm dyslexic, and math works really well when I use my own systems. But I was called Spock and Spock-like in 5th or 6th grade. Okay, I think it was 6th grade that people started using that terminology about me. But I was a little kid, and the little kids around me in school said, "You're so much like Spock. Weird, dude, weird." You know. So, needless to say, yeah, I got a long history of being a lone wolf and standing out on my own and being able to see this kind of stuff going on, just as looking around me and using this brain to think. Something that, you know, out of the science fiction department, I'm going to kind of have some fun with and play with here, so you understand a little bit about what I'm saying. Okay, now I've discussed the shuttles and how we can build them very quickly and get them into space. I've discussed how their drive engines will allow them to drive around near space. They will be taxis and buses out there, okay? They're not limited to just going up and down here on the planet because they're useful in space. So space stations, moon bases, I mean, how many people here have done a cross-country trip in a car? Yeah, right. You know, hey, honey, look, I bought me a shuttle. Let's go to Mars. But honey, we're living on the moon and it's wonderful. But Mars is a place to go. Yeah, you know. I mean, it theoretically can happen based on what I told you about the RATS system, where every piece of space debris is fuel for your engines. You're not limited to coming back down here to Earth to refuel your tanks all the time. You're not stuck with a gas company owned by Standard Oil. The people that tore out the electric rail system in Los Angeles area and publicized that Southern California people love their cars so much they'll never accept mass transit. Yes. Needless to say, I can give this to the whole planet. You can all be saving yourself getting out of here. Now, one of the things that I developed a little bit later on, and it was in and around the time of Star Wars coming out. You know, Star Wars had the Death Star, and you know, I still, a lot of the logics and stuff that was going on at the time, I was thinking more along the ways of 2001's, you know, Space Ring, and I kept thinking, it's so damned inefficient and all. And I see the Death Star and I realized, you know, that's 100% efficient. You know, very simply, okay, you don't have any gravity, so you're not going to be walking around on flat floors like they show in Star Wars type of thing, where you're progressively deeper and you're still on it. Except that in a backward sense, you can be, because if you start building it and rotating it at the same time, you will start developing centrifugal force. You build your shell first, okay? There's your shell. Everything inside is now yours. Now, at 1 mile across, okay, diameter, 1 mile, okay, that's 5,000 feet. Now think about this. This average building here has about 10 feet per floor, okay? If you go into skyscrapers, you have about 15, maybe 18 feet. So just to be fair, let's say there's, you know, 20 feet to a floor. You know, survivable, livable, whether it's a condo or it's a business, doesn't make any difference. Okay, or a hospital room or a library, anything like that. We're going to give it 20 feet of space. 5,000 feet in a mile Yeah, you got at least 25 floors going, you know, I'm sorry, more than that. See, dyslexic, I started dropping zeros too soon. You've got about 250 floors there that you can use, okay? Now, on the outside, you've got that wall. That's going to be your floor. So every progressive one in is going to have to use that same floor because it's typical for it to pull it out. But as you move in towards the center, you are going to enter a literally a null gravity zone, okay? And it's going to be progressively less. Now, at that time, there was always all these problems, you know, and they were getting really heavy into the heart transplant stuff. Think about all the operations that being done in a zero gravity to low gravity state is going to be reducing so much pressure on the body. The air pressure is there, so you don't have to worry about the fact that you got the person open and you go poof. Okay, that's not going to happen. You want to be in enough gravity to where you don't have droplets of blood floating all over the place and a nurse, you know, bouncing off the walls with a little vacuum to suck them in. But you have this whole entire operation and operating theater. You have absolute pristine conditions because you totally control your environment within that whole entire sphere, and you can have all the levels and stuff you want. You have all of these living quarters with windows outside. And by the way, keep in mind that the whole outside of this thing is your solar energy source. Whether you want it for solar panels for electricity, you want it for water boilers for, you know, water, you want your cooling apparatus going on the dark side, you know, or what will go into the dark side. You have all of that for farming, all of that for nice little parks and places to go walk out and look up at the stars around you. So you don't have any of this theoretical cabin fever happening because they're always on an inside enclosed little thing, and you have to have, you know, the government handing you drugs to keep you aware that it's okay to feel good because you're going nowhere in life. No, you've got this whole entire environment. So as I say, stop and think about what all is actually possible, and think about all the commerce, all the various things that would be needed, all the various kinds of people, and the reality that you have this huge society, commerce, survivable structure up there, built up there, designed up there, materials up there, and it has all of the ability to help the people that are down here behind it. So you have this whole entire situation going on. Now do you understand why I am saying that I can do stuff that governments can't, religions can't? Religions are about control. It doesn't matter which religion. They're all about control. Now, you want to take the Christ thing back even further. You go back to the Palladians and the star people coming to save the earth when everybody damages it. What do you have? Humans damage their planet, somebody comes to save their butt. Yeah, the Palladians, the star people, the Cirrus dog people, the Christs, the Jews, the Mohammeds, the Buddhas, every last one of you always say, oh, don't worry about it. That person's going to come save your butt later because you prayed and worshipped and gave us gold, our little thingy. Really? Okay, I got a flip side for you folks. Here I am one person. I am fulfilling all kinds of prophecies on your planet about something coming to save your butt. And guess what? You're all running just as fast as you can away from me. You're all running out to try and figure out how to steal from me. You're all trying to figure out how to lie and cheat me. And you're happy as all heck get out that your governments and militaries would love to just kill me. Aren't you the one that's a little illogical? Aren't you the one that's not using what's in between your ears and thinking about the fact you have no answer for all of this pollution? You have no answer for the fact that you have all of these transmitters and conveyor belts of viruses and diseases that are known to mutate on their own, This is all mutation causing factors here. Each one is a separate factor that will create a mutation. And you have millions of these things all over your planet that you have no control over. No control how they're going to get delivered. Yeah, and you'd rather that than me.